First qualifying round of Rad Torque Systems Super Pro is in the books. We'll move on to Old Car Center Hot Rod. Bill Halicki and the Bad Example Ranchero to Racing and Sylvia Hookson for the first pair in Old Car Center Hot Rod. 10.548, 127. Hookson goes 12.678 at 105. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Juniors to the lanes, juniors to the lanes. Peated Industries, Junior, Thunder, and Lightning to lanes 1 and 2. That is Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, and Street to 3 and 4. Once again, that is Peated Industries, Junior Thunder to lane 1, Peated Industries, Junior Lightning to lane 2, Peated Industries, Junior Street to lanes 3 and 4. Glenn Fillingham takes the AMX down track alongside Roland Lowen in the Meteor, 12.094 to 112 for Fillingham. Lowen goes 12.750 at 102. Brings up Rob Hodgson in the Plymouth to race against John Sayer. Hodgson ripping it down track with John Sayer trailing behind. Hodgson goes 10.556 at 125 miles an hour. And John Sayer at the quarter mile will go 19.869 at 70. Matt Warner will take the Linden Service Center machine. That car known for its wheel stands. Dennis Winton in the Shaggy Bel Air alongside him. It was mentioned several times last season that Warner might want to consider investing in the wheelie bar. That only inspired him to make those wheelies even higher. Wheels up high and bouncing down past the 60 foot. 018 on the tree. I believe that puts him as the #1 qualifier now in Hot Rod. He'll go 10.373 at 126. Dennis Winton goes 11.630 at 113. Dustin Hunter in the Ford Falcon will race Rob Monroe Sr. in the White Knuckle Racing BNN Hot Rods. Gibson Racing Transmissions along with Horizon Paint and Auto Body on that Ford Model A. And Monroe carrying the front wheels past 60 feet. On an absolute tear right now. Down track goes 8.751 at 150. Hunter goes 9.155 at 146. Bring up Keith Winterbottom along with Jerry Brabander. Winterbottom firing down track, lifting out just shy of the quarter. It goes 10.765 at 97. That gives it to Brabander, who will go at a 10.481 at 125. And then that'll bring up Chris Stone for the Stone Cold Racing Dart, alongside Jim Banky in that Rad Torque Systems Titanium Auto Group wheel standing Barracuda. Attention to the pits, attention in the pits. License and test. This is your standby call. Cars looking to make licensing or test passes. This is your standby call. With a 997 at 131 from Stone and a 10.123 at 132 from Jim Banky, that will close out Old Car Center Hot Rod. John Sayer and Glenn Fillingham, the first pair down track, and Fillingham gets their way out in front. 12.073 at 113 to John Sayer's 19.374 at 71. That'll bring up Dennis Winton and Dustin Hunter. Shaggy Belair versus the Ford Falcon. which went 019. No surprise, Hunter way out in front. 909 with a 4. 147 miles an hour. Dennis Winton goes 11.724 at 113. Bill Halicki goes at 10.672 at 127, with Jerry Brabander going 10.624 at 124. Ranchero versus Chevy 2 for that last pass. That brings up Rob Monroe Sr. and Sylvia Hookstons. Senior off and away, and the White Knuckle Racing, BNN Hot Rods, Gibson's Racing Transmission, Horizon Paint and Autobody, 31 Model A. Goes 8.72 on 152. Sylvia Hookstons at 12.679 at 106. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. We've made the call for all juniors of the lanes. Junior Thunder to lane 1, Junior Lightning to lane 2, and we're going to change Junior Street's lane designations to 4 and 5. So Junior Street, 4 and 5. Bring up Matt Warren in the Linden Service Center Ford, racing against Rob Hodgson's Plymouth. Wheels up high for Matt Warner. Slams back down to earth. They'll run it through with a 10.372 at 127. Rob Hodgson goes 10.570 at 125. So with the juniors to the call for juniors to the lanes, of course that means license and test. You are now on standby. Keith Winterbottom and rolling low in the next pair down track. And with that, that'll take up the last pair in Old Car Center Hot Rod of Jim Banky and Chris Stone. The 1968 Stone Cold Racing Dodge Dart will race against the 1967 Wheel Standing Barracuda. Old Car Center Hot Rod rolls under the bridge. Bill Halicki In the bad example, Ranchero dialed in at 10 seconds flat. Will be rolling up against Roland Lowen in the 1955 Meteor, dialed at 1279. Two green bulbs as we fire up towards the top end of the racetrack. And Roland Lowen goes double 05 for a margin of victory. 12.081 at 102 miles an hour. Knocks out Bill Hillicky in round one. Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. Juniors to the lanes, juniors to the lanes. Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 3 and 4. Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 3 and 4. Rob Monroe Sr. Racing, Glenn Fillingham. White Knuckle Racing, B&N Hot Rods, Gibson Racing Transmission, Horizon Painted Auto Body, Ford Roadster. Gonna turn on the red light and gives it to Fillingham's AMX to go to round 2. Tough break for the 1931 Roadster as he is put down and out early on. Chris Stone going to race John Sayer, and problems set in for Sayer off the hitch, as Chris Stone will take home the win for round 2. Matt Warner launches with those wheels high in the air, trying to outlast Rob Hodgson. Double breakout. Matt Warner takes it. Only 16th out under, went 10:39 on the 10:41. Rob Hodgson, 300ths under.
So how are you, Nolan?
Turn my microphone off, but doing well.
Sorry about that. So Dustin Hunter and Dennis Winton out there now. Hunter left lane, Winton in the right lane. Winton way out in front, and he's way under. Goes 1160 on the 1166. Had the advantage on the starting line. Just got a little too greedy up there at the finish line. So Dustin Hunter will move on to round number 2. That'll bring up Jim Benke and Jerry Brabander. Couple of green lights. Brabander goes dead 4. 10:57 with a 4 on the 57 dial. Jim Benke under the 10:12 prediction by a couple of hundredths. So Jerry be moving on to round number 2. Keith Winterbottom. Man, those are some interesting quarter panels. Creative way to make room for tires. Winterbottom rowing through the gears. Sylvia, right lane in the Mustang out front and trying to stay there. Oh, she goes under. The 1267 dial by 11 thousandths, taken a quarter second at the stripe. Ouch!
First pair up at Old Car Center Hot Rod. Matt Warner brings out the Linden Service Center Ford to face off against Keith Winterbottom in the Camaro. 1038 to a 969. Carrying those wheels past 60 feet, and Keith Winterbottom goes red by 11th thou. Matt Warner moves on to round three. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Juniors to the lanes, juniors to the lanes. You know the drill. Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 3 and 4. Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 3 and 4. Next pair up, Glenn Fillingham in the 1968 AMX dialed at 1210, racing Roland Lowen in the 1955 Meteor dialed at 1277. Twelve, 7, 8 with an 8 for Roland Lowen. We'll take him into round number 3. Chris Stone launches first with the Stone Cold Racing Dart dialed at 10 seconds exactly. Dustin Hunter chasing him down with that 912 dial. Quarter mile, Dustin Hunter by about 600ths. We'll move on into the third round. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Juniors to the lanes, juniors to the lanes once again. Thunder to 1, Lightning to 2, Street to 3 and 4. Thunder 1, Lightning 2, Street to 3 and 4. As Jerry Brabander gets set to fire down Farmer Lane. Takes that by run in the Old Car Center Hot Rod. And I believe that sets us up for the semifinals. Old Car Center Hot Rod rolling around the corner and into the water box. Dustin Hunter will be the first one up, running that Ford Falcon dialed at 911. Racing against Roland Lowen in the 1955 Meteor with that 302 cubic inch Ford motor, dialed at 1277.
So Dustin Hunter going a bunch of rounds here today. He's still in pro bracket as well. About 3.5 seconds or thereabouts. Will be the separation back here on the starting line. And Dustin Hunter is your winner. Roland Lowen turns it red by 22 thou. Dustin Hunter with a solid 13 reaction time, then goes 909 with a 0 on the 911 dial. So Hunter off to the final round of Hot Rod, where he will face one of these two guys. Either be Matt Warner or Jerry Brabant. Warner with his signature big wheels way up in the air start. 600's advantage on the starting line, and he turns the win light on. 43 on the 40, good enough to get the job done. Brabander 3 above the 57 dial with a 1060.
Hot Rod final rolling into the water box. Matt Warner for the Linden Service Center Ford, racing Dustin Hunter in the Ford Falcon. 1040 to a 910. 1.3 seconds separate these two on the line. Warner and Hunter both off on green lights. Dustin Hunter chasing down Matt Warner to the quarter mile. Doesn't get around him. Matt Warner wins by 3 thou on the hole shot.